And we're back.
100
Woohoo!
episodes. As I was saying that, I was still second guessing. I was like, wait, is this the one? Is this 100? Not
It
yet.
is, baby.
Oh my gosh, we
We
made
made
it.
it. We made it. Well, I hope you all have enjoyed the ride.
Yeah, this would be a great way to just ride off into the sunset. Yeah, we got a fun episode planned. So we're gonna do, of course, we'll do our patented pre-show banter, give you our updates on appliances, all the hot topics of the day. But what we're gonna do in this episode is we're going to go over some of our favorite topics from the 100. Now, I don't know about Johnny because he's very selfish, but I did a mix of like my own guest topics and I think I might even have one of yours on here. So.
Oh, I have 0 guest topics, but I do have some of yours.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And those guests suck anyway. I mean,
That's right. They're all idiots.
But boy, what did you watch the Oscars? I gotta talk about this. For a second,
We got.
because I thought of you.
Pre-show banter.
I know.
Oscars topic. Hot topic.
No,
Yes, I did watch it. Actually, you know what? I did not. I was at an airport, and my brother called me. I thought someone in my family had died. He's like, "Did you hear? Do you know what's going on?" I was like, "What?" He's like, are you watching the Oscars?" And then he told me.
I thought of you because we had just been talking about how unreal it is that people get kicked out of comedy clubs still, and like the behavior and all this stuff. And I was like, I want to give comedy clubs a little bit of slack now, because I'm like, this is the most vetted, produced show in the world. Like, no ticket is harder to get. It's the most exclusive event in the world, and a comedian got slapped on stage.
Walked up on stage, leaned into it, thinking there's no way.
And I actually feel bad for Chris Rock because Will Smith is such a good actor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. Have you ever had someone come at you on stage? I've had people like charge the stage, but nothing ever happened.
Right.
But usually you can tell, you can get defensive. You can you can get off the stage. You can run away, or you can try to fight or put your hands up. But Will Smith is so charming and good at acting.
Right.
He strutted up there with a smile on his face, and Chris Rock's like, he's just going to mess around. And then, pow, got him. And it was like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't have seen it coming. We don't have to deal with, like, trained professionals like that.
Oh, I know, yeah. Oh, we see it coming a mile away.
Oh, yeah.
They telegraph it, you motherfucker, I'm going to come hit you.
The big pullback. So anyway, I know this is going to be old news by the time you're listening to this, and nobody cares anymore. But
right.
I just had to say that because I was like, it's like, and I don't know, chalk it up to that whole post-pandemic behavior. People have lost their minds. They don't know how to act in public anymore, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. People are saying it was fake. It's
not fake.
No one thinks it's fake anymore, right? They did the day of.
It's
a publicity stunt to get eyes on the.
Do we have to do that with everything? Like, does there have to be a conspiracy about everything now? Like, if you watch it, it's so obviously not fake. Don't you think Chris Rock would have planned a little better? Like, if you like a line to come back, he had no. You look at his face; he's just shocked, and he has no line. He has nothing to say. He doesn't like. And trust me, he was doing that thing, the comedian thing, on the drive home, where he's like, I should have said.
Oh yeah.
They should have, like that. I guess Scientology doesn't teach you how to punch very well, or like whatever. He would have been thinking of like line. Oh, that's why you lost the Oscar for Ali, or
Yeah.
Trust me, he would have had a way better line if it was staged. It was not faked. And then, but why is that the instinct? Because I saw that too. People were breaking down the video and trying to show where the.
Yeah.
It's like. I don't understand what that human instinct is to just assume everything is.
Not everyone
cold.
is out to trick you.
Right.
Not all like.
And it's like a good microcosm for like other conspiracy theories, because it's like people want to chalk it up to this genius marketing strategy of the Academy Awards. They're awful at marketing the Academy Award. Like, they're bad at it. This is like, and this, trust me, they would have done everything in their power to stop this if they could have. And they obviously aren't good at marketing the account. Like, now all of a sudden there are these crazy geniuses running the marketing campaign for the Academy Awards. It's like, get out of here.
Yeah. Hey, Will Smith, how would you like to help us increase the eyes on the Oscars by tanking your career in a heartbeat?
And also, how does that even work? The ratings weren't going to go up instantly from that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
What would have
it's
even
like next year? People are going to be like,
yeah, next year. Ooh, who's going to get slapped this year?
Yeah.
Maybe someone will get lit on fire. Like, is that the way they'll market it? No, I don't think so. So,
yeah.
Anyway,
old news.
Old news. Get over it. We're past
Andrew
it.
just wanted to point out we were there first. We talked about it before it even happened.
And if you listen to the Cavalry, you should have been expecting something like this, because we've been trying to tell you people have lost their minds and don't know how to behave anymore.
Yeah, so this shouldn't be surprising at all.
No.
Anyway, I am home. I am alone. Everyone went to. My wife and kids are on spring break.
What a wind up. I just want to isolate that 15 seconds. Anyway, I'm alone. Everybody, my wife, and we're like, did they leave you? Like, she packed up the car and spring break. It's like, oh, thank God.
Oh, good. His life's not falling apart. Oh, good.
Why don't you get to go on spring break?
I gotta stay. I gotta do my open mic tonight, baby.
Oh, of course.
Plus, I got shows.
Okay. Where are they going?
Not far. I mean, they're like an hour and a half away. They're in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, at a hotel.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just for tonight and tomorrow night. So they're enjoying their time off. I was going to go, but I was like, you know what, babe, I have to record my podcast, and the Wi-Fi at our house is better than at hotels, so I'm just going to stay back.
Oh, the commitment is incredible. You're missing out on a Lake Geneva hotel. Is it one of those hotels with the indoor water slides? That's the vibe I'm getting.
I don't think so. I have no idea. I don't know. They're probably going to do a bunch of stuff I didn't want to do anyway, like go to, aquariums and shit.
You know what's funny about that? I literally just said I want to take Ginger to an aquarium, because I was like, I don't think I've ever been to an aquarium. And I was like, it might be cool. See some fish.
Yeah.
A kid gives you a reason to do stuff that you would never do in your life. Like go to the zoo.
That's still something comedians do. I mean, I see posts of comedians be like, yeah, we all went to the aquarium. Whereas if I was on that weekend, I'd be like, yeah, have fun. I'm going to sleep.
So what do you do with the house to yourself?
Well, I was going to say, I'll just say, I just won't isolate this as a promo clip. Order Pizza Hut and get a stuffed crust pizza for dinner.
Oh, of course.
I was like, oh, if I say it, Aaron will hear it. But
no,
really,
I am that's one area we are the same, where the eating, you realize like the eating habits you would have if you were just a single guy.
I would be
yourself.
dead. I would be dead already. Not dying. I would be dead.
But sometimes I think maybe I go like crazy when Heidi's gone, because I can, like, it's like this weird, like, I can eat it. I could do anything I want. I can have candy for breakfast or whatever,
Yeah.
And if I was just like single this whole time, I would have found some sort of balance, but maybe not.
Yeah, I feel like that's a lot of people would be like that. I don't think I would be like that. I mean, it was embarrassing what was in my fridge. I mean, Totino's party pizzas were a staple, and I still crave them. They're just so good. You fold them in half. They're unbeatable.
They weren't just for parties for Johnny.
No, party of one, baby.
All occasion Totino's pizza.
You call it a Totino's Wednesday night solo pizza.
I was thinking about that with because they have, like, you ever get a bag of chips and they have the party size.
Yeah.
Like, come on, let's be honest. It's just the fat guy who wants more chip size. Very rarely are these for a party.
Yeah. Yeah, the part. Yeah, that's when you use the family size. Is when it's.
Oh yeah, family
party.
size. Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Well, how many topics did you get? Do you have more
Oh,
pre-show banter? I don't
yeah.
know how
No,
many.
I
Or if we should
have.
get into it.
Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But not all of them. I don't need to get to all of them.
Okay.
I will say one I wrote down here, and I don't have to do a lot with this. I just want to point out the returning champion Oscars topic, where you have last
Yes.
year's Best
Yes.
Picture winner come. I watched the whole Oscars, and I was like, this is. I just want to say that one is 100% a winner. Like they should absolutely do that. And everyone I bring it up to, and it's a lot of people, because I've probably brought it up to more people than actually listen to the podcast, but they all agree with me. It's a great idea. So
That is a great idea.
yeah,
I think you should. I don't think there's any pushback. I think now is the time for you to be like, okay, there's no one's arguing. Why am I not doing something with this information? Now you need to take action, reach out, find out who you need to talk to, and make it happen.
I'm gonna write a letter. I'm gonna start a campaign, like
There
move on, or what are those petitions?
Me too.
Yeah, me too. Hey, I have an idea. Me too.
Andrew, I don't think that's what they meant by me too.
Oh well.
No, me too. I have a good idea for the Oscars.
Yeah. But yeah.
Let's get last year's champion on stage. # me too.
Me too. I want an Oscar. All right, but let's get into it. Do you want to go like?
Why don't you go for? Because I have 6.
Okay, so I kind of did this.
Some of mine are just not.
I kind of
not
did
much
this
going
chronological order. I started started looking through episode 1 and then all the way through. So this one is way back, and I honestly cannot remember if we decided that somebody had this idea before. I remember you were very skeptical of it.
Okay.
But I think it's great. And as I looked through all of them, I was like, this is one of my best ideas.
I wonder if we're going to overlap here. But go
Okay.
ahead.
The animal, the butcher shop, but
yes,
they only
that's what I have.
they only amputate
Ways
one
to
leg.
eat meat without killing the animal.
Yes.
Of course I agree. That's what I have on here too.
Yeah, and then you have the amputee animal farm where they get to live out the rest of their lives, and
Yep.
but you just cut off one appendage of each pig or whatever.
Yes, I feel like if memory serves me correctly, I had a real hard time getting on board.
Yeah, it took you a while to get there, but then it was like everyone was like, it's not cost effective, and I was like, of course it's not cost effective, but you're marketing this to a specific audience that feels bad about eating meat but can't stop themselves.
That's the thing. It's not cost effective for us to recycle,
Right.
but you do it because we want.
There's a moral.
for the betterment. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the moral way to eat meat.
Yes.
It's one of my best ideas. I think we can all agree.
Yes, I could agree. It's a great idea. I'm not confused as to why it's not happening, but I do think it's a good idea.
Well, it is a very specific group of people who would you pay twice as much for a steak if you knew that cow that the steak came from was still alive somewhere?
Oh yeah, no, I forgot. Yeah, it's never gonna happen because the expense gets
that person
passed on. I thought
Right.
that just the restaurant would take the brunt of it, but then
No.
they're gonna charge the customer. It's not gonna work.
Yeah,
no one
yeah,
would.
that's the way the economy seems to go. But so you need the customer. That's what I'm saying. That we'd have to kind of create demand by going. But see, that's the one problem with it is those people who have enough convictions not to kill an animal usually just go, I'm a vegetarian. It's a very specific level of
Right.
moral outrage about animals to go, I want to eat meat, but I'm really sad about the cow dying. Okay, you just mutilated the cow? All right. I can handle that.
You took off its legs and now the cow can't walk. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll eat that. Yeah, I'll eat that.
My only other struggle with that idea was that I feel like someone said they've thought of this or someone else had this idea or tried it. So I swear that I wasn't nitpicking this from somebody else, and I'm kind of surprised that anybody else would claim this plan as their own. But I couldn't remember if that was true or not. So whatever. Here we are.
I don't know if I've heard that before, unless it was like as a joke on a show.
I think that might even be it. But oh well.
Well, whatever. Well, I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know. I'm not going to do the research.
Yeah, me neither.
What was one of your favorites?
So mine. So this was back from episode 1, and this is just an update. This is I'm just giving an update on it. The sleep next to the cell phone, out the window. Both of us, me and Aaron, we sleep with it up our asses on our. I mean, it's fun. It is there. It's on our nightstands.
Yeah. I thought about that one time. If I fell asleep with it under my pillow, I was like, it couldn't be closer to my brain.
Right.
Like, it's honestly, I'd have to sleep with it on top of my forehead for this to get any closer. That's interesting. So even Erin has lost all interest in the way.
Well, it's not that she gave up. I think it's just out of habit and it's out of laziness. But if she were to think of it, she would be like, oh, we need to do that again. But it's just been so much time and we're so used to not doing it that she's forgotten about it. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point in the future she's like, no, I bought this, $800 rack. It's really pretty and it goes on the wall in the bathroom and that's where we keep our phones at night.
There was a stretch where I was leaving it, I think just because my charger was out, or sometimes when we're in like an Airbnb or something and I don't know where the outlet, and it's just, okay, I found an outlet, it's in the kitchen, so that's where I charge my phone,
Yeah.
And I do think that, like, you're right, laziness wins the day every time, but I do think you sleep better if it's not in the room. I do think that that's true. And I don't know if it's because of like waves or whatever, but I just think because the instinct to go check it is gone.
Right.
Because it's like detached from you,
Oh yeah,
like,
I will never argue with anyone that's like, oh, I just feel so much better without my phone. I'm sure you do. It's great when you leave your phone and you go somewhere like to a baseball game and you don't have your phone because you're not constantly tempted. But
well, a baseball game without a phone, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to try that.
You're not ready to try that. Oh my God.
That's a long 4 hours. Oh yeah, you went to some spring training games. Did you?
I went to one spring training.
Oh, you went to one.
I mean, that was fun because, I was with, 7 guys, and we were all just drinking and having fun. But I didn't watch the game. I mean, I didn't watch the game. I was gonna even text you a screenshot.
Were you out on the lawn?
Like Mariners won. We were not in the lawn.
Oh,
but
okay.
We were as close as you can be on the, what was it, third base line, I think. Yeah.
Oh, you see, good seats. We used to go, when we would go every year,
Mm-hmm.
Me and some comedian buddies. And
oh, I thought it was a family thing.
No. We'd go drive over from LA and try and do shows in Scottsdale or whatever, and then go to spring training. My buddy Jeff Dye and Brian Moot, and then we.
Well, those games don't mean anything. Why was that even fun?
Jeff is insane. He just loves baseball. And then it's like what you said. You're going to drink, lay out, and we would get the lawn seats, and you're laying out. You're so right. Like, you have no idea what's going on in the game. Like, you've never been more detached from a sporting event. You're drinking beers. You're having like a crazy hot dog with salsa on it or whatever they have out there, and like. It's fun, but it has very little to do with the actual baseball.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay, you're up.
Let's see. Oh, this is one where it's more about being vindicated, because we were on, I forget which episode this was from, but it was early because it was the second one I have here. Using COVID as an excuse for bad customer service, because it's still happening. I went to a hotel the other day, and they're like, they had a big sign that said, "The world is short-staffed right now, so please bear with us." And I was like, "The world? You're bringing the world?" It was a Econo Lodge or some shit. I was like, don't bring the world into this. You just fired a lot of people,
right?
And at the beginning, and you don't want to hire them, or you don't want to pay them enough to come back. Because I read this whole thing about. it's with the hotel maid service too. Like they're like, hey, because of COVID, we don't want our you have to like, we're not going to send a maid in during your stay.
You have to call and
You have
request
to
it.
call and request it. But it's like they're only doing that so they can lay off their maids. They're not doing. What do you mean about COVID? It has nothing to do with COVID.
Yeah.
There's no. That's not how you we know now. That's not how you get. You don't get it from touching. Certain. Plus, they're cleaning it. They're cleaning the COVID. Like, if anything, there's less COVID in the room if they clean it.
Right. Right.
So that
Now,
one is still
due to COVID. We're not cleaning the rooms between guests just because of COVID.
There's just less people in there.
Yeah.
Now there's just the one person in there who was the previous guest. And now you wouldn't want to have an extra person in
you
there.
don't want the maid's germs all over.
Yeah.
everything.
And you should see the rags we use to clean. Just pushing the COVID around.
And by the way, the towel you'll be using, the previous guest left it on the floor, indicating he does not want it washed.
Right.
Or he hung it up. He hung it up.
So
that you can use that
Yeah.
towel.
That's the other thing. They like to say they're going green.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm sure. That's why you're doing
How
it.
convenient.
But anyway, that was like almost, I don't even know, like 2 years ago or whatever, we were complaining about this, and it's absolutely the same. They're still
now they're like, hey, there's a supply chain problem. We'll start doing that. The COVID's getting old. Start blaming it on the supply chain. We can't take your call. I know you want to change your flight at Frontier, but there's a supply chain issue, so we can't answer your call right now.
I was thinking about that with like the food on plane, because like every time that, like, you think about it, it's the same thing as 9/11. It was like there were all these changes they made because of 9/11, but then we never questioned why they didn't go back. Like they started charging for bags. That's like relatively new that they would charge you to check a bag. Like that isn't like. That only happened after 9/11, and then they just never went back. And I think, what did that even have to do with terrorism? It's just nothing. None of this stuff's ever temporary. So anyway,
it infuriates me.
That one I feel like holds up.
All right, this is another one I wanted to update. I said that the Tide made from plants, is not as strong as regular Tide. Do you even remember this, or is this a new topic to you? You backed me up.
I must have been asleep during this part.
It's like the green Tide Pods, or it's like made out of plant-based horse shit. There's no
Okay. Yeah.
And I was like, there's no way this is getting my clothes clean. Well, that has been phased out of the Beaner house, so I think my wife must agree as well.
Excellent.
It's just not doing the job. See?
I
might seem like a whiny, selfish, I don't care about the environment, but if you over time, the truth comes out. We're not using it anymore, so she must agree.
I was thinking, I don't think I've ever done this as a topic, but like, you know what's so funny to me? Like when things are green or whatever, like literally they'll make them green in color to let you know. It's like dog poop bags. They're like, oh, these are green. And we're like, but it's just
biodegradable bags.
But it's not. It's just a green plastic bag. Like I think they literally just paint them green, and I'm so stupid. Like, oh, this is good, and then they just throw it in the trash, and like, oh, I'm sure that'll compostable. Like I'm not looking into it, you know. I really think a lot of times people just paint shit green and go,
we're for the earth.
It's better. It's better now. It's green.
It's green. Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're right.
I think, yeah. Well, okay, new topic. Now this one, I wouldn't say, because we have a theme here. We've been vindicated on some of these. This one I'm not. I haven't been vindicated on, but it's just like a real passion project for me. And I think it was a hard route to get you guys to back me up on this. Because I believe this was the episode when Aaron was on.
Okay.
But when you're given the option for a scooter, when you're like when you can walk, but then you get tired quickly because of your size or something,
Okay.
opt for a scooter. I would always go full wheelchair between the two, because I would want people to think, oh, this person is disabled, they need a wheelchair, rather than, oh, here's a scooter, you could be walking, but you're just choosing to scoot.
Yeah. Okay. And so now, you're bringing it up because I did not support that.
I'm only bringing it up because I think it's one of my best observations. And it's not talked about enough. You just want to run
a victory lap? Okay.
Well, I don't know. I'm getting ready to go back on the cruise ships, and I feel like I'm locked and loaded to see some of these scooters. And the whole time I'm going to see a scooter, and then the person like standing up to get up to go to the buffet and getting back on the scooter and scooting along 3 paces. I'm like, what if you were just in like a good wheelchair, and then you know what I was thinking about too? It's ableist on their part, because they don't want to be perceived as someone who can't walk. They actually think the scooter is like a status symbol above wheelchair, when I think it should be reversed.
So you're saying they're making a statement. I don't
know, but I think
I'm crippled. I want you to think I'm lazy and huge.
Yeah, or just like they're like, hey, in their mind, they think it's better to be lazy than to be crippled, where I'm saying it's better for people to think about you anyway, that you're crippled and just lazy.
It's better for people to think that
obviously you don't want to be crippled. You do not want that.
Cripple, bad. Cripple, bad.
Now, laziness, also bad, but more easily curable. I don't know how many things you can cure when you're crippled, but do you see what I'm saying? I think I think it was the same reticence to back me up the first time.
I do. I just like making you spell it out.
Yeah. Well, it's a complicated idea. It's not like you really have to get into the psyche of these people.
That's right.
But I might try and lobby for it. I feel like if I was like the Curb Your Enthusiasm, like Larry David, if I really had that courage, I would try like laying it out for him, like someone in a scooter, like, hey, you ever thinking about just going like medical wheelchair? Just
would
to
you
get
ever
a lot
do
more
that
sympathy
at an airport? Can you do that? Can you just get a wheelchair?
Oh yeah, you can just get one.
Say ask.
You can. You don't even have to ask in person. You can mark it on your ticket,
and then you get wheeled in like you're.
Yeah, they don't ask questions. Go past security. I think we've definitely talked about this before, where if you're like late for a flight, you could do this.
You told me about your friend that like limped.
Arvin.
Well, this you could.
Arvin Mitchell.
You could get early boarding for sure.
Yeah.
Wait, what about security? We didn't talk about bypassing security with a wheelchair?
Yeah, they'll wheel you past the line. I mean, you have to be checked out, but they'll wheel you past the line. They don't make you wait in line. That is a hilarious image of just someone in a wheelchair, like moving up person by person in a long line. Like, do you know you can go past? No. I'm not gonna cut.
Yeah. We're all equals.
We're all equals. Okay, you go.
All right. So this I just wanted to bring up. I agreed with you. I backed you up on this, but I have more so since encountered it myself. The YouTube videos. Enough with the stupid jokes, the backstory. Because I have been doing, home stuff and looking up videos, and every time I think of you, I'm just like, I don't need this. This isn't a social media, like, I just need to know how to put this stupid, screw
And you
in.
know what it is? Here's why it's so frustrating, because this happened to me. I'm trying to hang a swing, just put a swing up for Ginger on a tree.
Yeah.
Because my father-in-law and his wife got us a swing, but it doesn't have has a chain, but then you need to have like hooks and a way to.
Oh, is this one of
straps.
those sex swings for your room? Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause it needs to be rated at a very high. Heidi and I put a lot of stress on that thing, so
Right.
you can't just thumbtack this deal into the
No.
ceiling.
Of course not.
But
When you have a swing set?
not a swing set, just like one kid swing with chains, like you would have at the park, but then you put it in the tree.
Oh yeah, okay, right.
But I needed straps and like hooks to be able to like hang it from the tree, right? So I was like, first I thought I could just figure it out. Then they sell you kits, but then they won't come till tomorrow. And I was like, I just have time today. So I went to the hardware store. I got a bunch of crap. Half of it I didn't need or use or whatever.
Yeah.
But then after a while I got frustrated. I was like, okay, I'm just going to watch a vid. But you never watch the video on how to do the thing like the night before as you're preparing. You're always watching it when all the shit's in front of you
Right.
and you failed 3 times. And you're like, I just need the information right now. That's why it's so frustrating that this guy's doing a big preamble and telling you about his like updates on his past projects or whatever.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
So just leave the jokes out of the YouTube videos, everybody.
Leave it to the comedians.
Yeah,
Leave it to the comedians.
Because no one's listening to the Cavalry going like, how do I fix... You know what I mean? They're not sitting in their kitchen floor with bolts around going, trying to skip to the part where we say something useful. There's nothing useful. The whole thing.
100 episodes, people. Are you an idiot? Are you still listening, hoping to learn something?
Stupid? What, are you taking stupid pills?
Oh my gosh, our listeners are so dumb. Anyway.
Our listeners suck. Our guests suck. Everybody sucks but us. Hey, so this... Oh, I want to give you credit for one of my favorites because it happens since you've said it. I've thought about it. Maybe almost every time I use the phone.
Okay.
The person who waits for you to hang up.
Oh, yeah.
What a power move that is.
Power move.
And it's so, and a lot of times, like I'm driving or something, and it is hard for me to get to it. But I'm like, if I don't do this, they're just never gonna. We're just gonna listen to each other breathe.
or in my case, you just hear them. You just hear it in their pocket.
I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah,
and
it's like, do you not? You got to hang up.
So they just go through their whole life. They're like, I'm never gonna hang up. They're just gonna hang up. Why would I take the time or energy to hang up?
I don't know.
But anyway, I think about that all the time. You are 100% right. That was a great topic. So. Kudos to you.
Thank you. I will take a victory lap. Okay, now we're just sucking each other off here. Okay.
Well, what do you think this is?
Why
do you think
this
we
is
started?
our 100th episode? This
what do you
is
think
what
we started
do.
this for?
Huh? That's right. Okay, this one. Now I don't remember talking about. I mean, I'm sure we've talked about it, but this is just another. I mean, I just put farts. Are they ever not funny? Farts. Are they ever not funny? I mean, that's just, that's a tale as old as time. Of course they are. Everyone loves farts.
Is it funny? I'm challenged by this question. The only time to me they're not funny, it's like, maybe this is funny, but when it's like a sign of aging, like when I remember my grandma like would walk out of the room, she just literally couldn't stop farting. And it's like almost kind of sad. You're like, oh man, she's kind of losing it.
Yeah, it's yes, that is sad. It's happened to me. When it's one-on-one, I'm helping my grandma in her car, and she just rips a huge beeper. I'm not gonna laugh then, but in my head, I'm like, I cannot wait to tell my brothers about this. We are gonna laugh then.
Okay, then they're never not funny, and I think they've provided a lot of ammo for this podcast.
Oh yeah.
How many of your topics, percentage-wise, do you think are fart or shit related?
Well, you're going to add both. I mean, with both, it's a pretty wide net there.
I mean, maybe like 15%. That's high. That's high. That's high. 12%.
No, I mean, it's accurate, but it's high. It's
yeah.
very high. Yes.
It's just alarmingly high.
Yes, it's a lot. But yes, you're correct.
Right.
It is great. It is great. Have you had any good farts lately? Like fart stories?
No. I don't know. Nothing comes to mind.
No. Nope.
Yeah.
What a bummer. See?
Yeah, see?
See if we had farted inappropriately
We'd have
somewhere,
something to talk
we'd be
about.
laughing.
Right
Yeah.
what a better life we'd be having. All right, here's one and this is another one of mine that I keep forgetting. It's funny when I was looking through this, like, oh, I should do a bit about this, or I should talk about this on stage. But the idea, never feeling sorry for someone who gets rejected in a marriage proposal, like, to me, I've thought about that more, and it's like, it's so true. I think I'm 100% right. I can't, even on, that sounds harsh, but on reflection, I'm staying the same. Like, you have to be an emotional idiot to think that someone's going to say yes to your marriage proposal. You have to be so sure to propose to someone.
I mean, who proposes without having talked about it for at least 6 months?
Yeah.
At least 6 months.
I know.
I mean, do they think their life is a movie?
I know.
What I mean?
That's what I think. They've watched too many movies or something, or maybe they're doing it. Sometimes you see it in the movies, like they're doing it to save a like it's like, oh, she's gonna leave me or something if I don't propose, or I screwed up, so I'll propose to like make a bigger. But anyway, just you can live your life 100% enjoying failed marriage proposals, knowing that the person who's feeling pain right now deserves it.
And they're a moron.
Yeah. And they will never learn until they go through this moment. So that's one that stood out to me.
Yeah. That's what I love. Like, that's another thing. Like, because everyone talks about it ahead of time. Okay, we're going to get married, blah, 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 blah. When's it going to happen? And then the whole acting surprised and being like, oh my God, it's happened. Oh my God. Come on. I
know. I tried to surprise. Coming. I tried to surprise Heidi, but I don't know if we talked about this or not. But I think she knew, because we were at this like place in Montana, and I'd faked it the summer before as a joke, and then we went to the exact same spot. But then I wanted to do it that night. It had to be that night. I forget why.
You faked it?
The year before, I did like a fake, like, it would have been too early. The year before, she might have said no. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was easy to laugh about because
yeah.
But it wasn't like a full get down on my knee. I just was like, I had something very important, and I forget how I did it.
Right.
It was funny. Everyone enjoyed it. Like I said, it would have been too early.
It was enjoyable.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. I mean, I don't ask her. I don't know, but for me, it was very enjoyable. But then the next year, we went to the same place, and my whole plan was like, okay, I'm gonna really do it this time, because she might think it's a fake.
Yeah.
And it'd be, maybe she'll have like a shadow of doubt, and then it'll be more surprising. So we go, but then she's in the hotel room and she's not feeling well, and she's like, I think I'm just gonna go to sleep early. I'm not feeling well. I was like, I think you should. I think we should go out. She's like, no, I don't feel good. It's like, come on, let's have a couple shots. Let's go. Like, I'm like forcing her to go.
Like, it's so obvious.
Yeah, so I think with all that cajoling, she was like, he better be fucking proposing, or else I'm gonna puke all over him.
Did I tell you about Aaron knew right away.
I was gonna say, I don't know if we've ever talked about how you proposed.
I said, because I told her we were going out to eat. And it was just for a nice night, date night, whatever. I don't know if I had it was like going out to eat before. I don't even know what we did after the dinner, but I told her she said as soon as I said dress nice, she knew. Because I have never, ever said that, ever. So she was like, oh, okay, it's tonight. And then she knew, because I wasn't touching. I had ordered a steak, and I didn't like eat it in 2 bites. Like I wasn't eating it because I was like nervous in my stomach. So I was like, I couldn't eat, and she was like, "What the fuck?" So she's like, "Oh, of course." She was just waiting for me to do it.
You were wearing a tuxedo. Well, that's the thing. Now that people have like my brother, he proposed and he had a photographer in the wings and captured the whole thing, and like,
Wow.
so you really do need to get it. You need to nail it. You need to get it like timed up right. And
Did you get down on a knee?
yeah, I had to Google which hand a wedding ring goes on. Like literally, I went to the bathroom like 10 minutes before and Googled which hand. But yeah, I got down. You didn't get down on the knee?
Well, I tried. See, we were in a we were in a booth, and we were both like, it was like a C-shaped booth, and she's over here, so I'm like trying to scoot out, and she just grabbed my arm and she's like, "Don't, please, don't, just don't make a scene." And so I didn't kneel. She didn't want me to, because I would have had to like. It would have been like we were being super far away from each other. It would have been like, across a table.
Well, see,
And
that's
so I didn't
good.
get on a knee.
That's good practical advice to anyone out there listening who's thinking about proposing. Like, just do it at get a table.
Get a
You
table.
know, no
Yeah,
booth.
sit next to each other. Don't sit across from each other.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
booth. Get a table.
And we just had our waiter, our waitress, whatever, take a picture like later on, just like of her being like, "Hey, here's the ring," when we were just sitting there afterwards.
Were people cool to you afterward? Like, buy you drinks or anything? Like, pick up
No,
your
because
check?
nobody knew. Nobody knew what happened.
You couldn't
She
get
didn't
down
let
on
me
one
get
knee.
down. I was just next to her talking, and I gave it to her.
We went downstairs at this bar. So we did it on the rooftop. There's nobody up there. It's this little town in Montana. And then we went downstairs and we told people and they bought us drinks and shots and stuff. But then Heidi's old high school bullies were at the bar. And they from like her whatever that was, 15 years ago at the time.
Yeah.
And then it's like big trolls of people, But then they were super cool. Then they bought us shots, and like they were like, "Oh yeah, we were horrible to you in high school," So it was like a crazy night.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I have tried to get Erin to fake it afterwards, like just like act like I proposed just to get discounts, but she won't play that game. Because
That
who's
is
to stop you. You just go to a restaurant and act like
Yeah.
you're proposing, and it's like, oh,
You got the rings. No one's gonna know.
yeah. I think we did get a discount because we went to this restaurant. Jeff Schmidt, who used to he used to, I think, be a manager at the Madison Comedy on State. He worked at this other restaurant, so we went to that restaurant, and I think he, bottle of champagne or something. But I mean, you can do it at a regular restaurant, and they don't know you're not,
Doing the Taco Bell drive-through.
right. That's what you should do.
Just
I'd
run out.
probably forget to take off my ring. They'd be like, "What? You're proposing, but you have a wedding ring already?"
You just got. Well, I didn't want to not have it on when she said yes. So.
You don't want to make her pay for it.
Okay, that is like, I hate moments like that where it's very emasculating when you're like got this whole plan and then she says to you, just don't, I know what's going on, just don't. You're like, oh man,
This is my thing. I'm supposed to do it. And I was like, oh.
You couldn't get on
She
one.
gave me the green light, and I was like, oh, thank God.
You couldn't get on. Oh, well, that leads to this next one. Now, this one was from a guest. I think it's the only one. And this is actually the last one I have. So I think the timing works out here.
If this is about goat cheese, I'm going to disconnect right now.
No, it's not. That is not one of my favorites. But this was from Maria Shahada.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a topic which I just think is so genius, because she was lamenting how, I forget how it came up, but like if you get married twice, then you do a registry both times,
Yeah.
and so she was saying everybody on earth gets 3 events for a registry.
Oh yeah, I remember
It
that.
doesn't matter what that you can choose. So if you have a baby and you get married and then you move into a new house or whatever it is, but that way it doesn't discriminate between single people or people who have 6 kids or people who
Yeah.
you know what I mean, get married 4 times. So there's no advantages to anybody. We have 3 years in your life or whatever we agree upon when you get to do it. You get 3 and you die. That's all. And that to me makes so much sense.
Yeah, that's good.
Solves a lot of problems. So shout out to Maria Shahada. That was a great
Good topic.
idea.
Good topic. You'd have to be. I guess you don't even have to be on the honor system because it'd be the same people.
Yeah. No,
So
I think you should have
celebrating
to
your life
register it. You should have to register it with the government.
Oh,
Like there should be a database and be like, they know when it's like the COVID shot or something. They know when you have like a little card and you get a stamp
your
every
life
time.
event card.
Yeah. And you can use them all up. You can just go 20, 21, 22 and get a bunch of shit. And then stack it up. Great. If that's the way you want to do it. Or you could save it for like a 50th birthday. Or you could save it for when you buy your first house. Whatever you want to do. But you only get 3.
I like it.
It's great. I love it.
Very smart. Very smart. All right, this one. Now, I just think this is another pat on the back topic for me. Just because I think it's very insightful and I still find it very true. And I made some additions. This was my topic about how if the world was made up of just all Johnny Beaners, we would not have invented, what was it? We wouldn't have cars or airplanes. What?
I saw
wouldn't
this.
have anything with engines or electricity. You saw this topic on what?
Well, it took me a while. I was like, what the fuck did that mean? Just the way I wrote it in the podcast description. I was like, a bunch of Johnny Beaner. It took me forever.
Oh, yeah.
And then I remember, now as you're explaining it.
Because I think about it all the time. And now it even goes into like businesses. Like, let's say right now, like that, the topic originated where it's like, if from the beginning of time, everyone was just as smart as me, or it's just versions of me, whatever. But now I'm thinking, like, even if the world reset, we have everything where we're at, we have everything, and everyone was switched with now everyone is a Johnny Beaner. Still, I would never like.
So you're saying if we had all the knowledge we have right now, and the world was exactly the same, but then we woke up tomorrow and everyone had the same brain.
There would be nobody would. I would never start an airline company because it's just I don't do that.
Yeah.
And so no one else would either.
So I think what you're saying is it takes for society to advance, because you would say you're of average intelligence.
Yes, yeah. I am.
Okay. And average, and you're like a successful guy. You're have a career as a comedian. You have a house. You have a family, and you.
But it's not about like there's because that's what blows my mind. That's what makes it interesting, because there are fucking morons that understand how microwaves work. And
I think that's what okay, so this is what I'm saying. I think what your argument says to me is that in order for there to be any advancement in society, it's not about like everybody sort of, kind of combining to just slowly. It's like one really ambitious, really smart person out of a couple thousand who kind of leaps forward, and then we kind of follow that.
Yes.
And then somebody else over here takes a leap, and then we sort of we benefit from that.
Yeah.
So it's like really leaping. There's a lot of leaping. So it's like a numbers game, and you need like a trillion people or whatever to come up with a spaceship, because
very good.
You just need the odds. You just need a lot of rolls of the dice to hit, the jackpot.
Right.
geniuses. And if you know by saying that the world is all Johnny Beaners, it's like saying, oh yeah, every time you roll the dice, it's gonna be Snake Eyes. You know, it's gonna be.
It'll be a 4. It'll be a 4.
It'll be a 4. It'll be a 4, and that's fine. But you're never gonna win the big money
That's
only
right.
rolling 4s.
That's right.
Unless you know to bet on 4. So craps might not be the right analogy, but you get what I'm saying.
Yes. Yes.
And I agree with you. Same thing with me. Like we talked about this recently, but I was thinking more about the books thing. It's like maybe if I could just make a switch in my brain and just every time I sit down and watch TV, read a book instead and try to read every book, maybe I would be smart enough to start like. And I love how the pinnacle of genius is starting an airline company. Like I think if you gave me enough capital, I could start an airline company. I don't have to know how the planes work. I just have to go.
I know, but like I'm not ambitious enough to be like, you have to. There's so much responsibility. You know what I mean? You have to keep track of so much shit. Huh?
It's just so funny. Like Albert Einstein, like about to invent the atom bomb, and just going, "This is just too much responsibility."
Huh? Yep.
Yeah, it is a lot of responsibility to run an airline, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a comedian. How much can you think of a polar, like as far as responsibility goes? I see it now. I've been doing it long enough to where, yes, I do have responsibility, and I'm not just some dickhead, like I have a family. And so it's like, well, this now it is a career, but that's not how you get into, no one.
Well, but to give yourself credit, maybe that's the way, like, a guy who runs an airline company doesn't think of it as that hard because he's doing it. Like, I bet the guy who runs the airline company wouldn't want to do comedy. He would think it's impossible to ever be a professional stand-up comedian. It probably seems as like he would be like, if you made a world full of the guy who runs the airline, Ken,
a bunch of Mr. Frontiers,
the smartest person in the world, the guys who run airline companies. If you made a world full of them, there'd be no comedians because they go, well, there's no circumstance where I would get in front of people and tell jokes and try and make people laugh.
It's a good point.
So it takes all. We don't want a world full of Johnny Beaners, We don't want a world full of Jeff Bezoses.
That's right.
There's room for everybody.
Good point. See?
Well, I know your point isn't that it's like good. I'm just saying. Whatever.
You get it.
I get it.
You get
I
it.
get it.
You're better at.
But I'm trying to not have you put yourself down. I just don't want you to make it self-deprecating because you're right. But I'm trying to build you up a little bit and go, hey, look at what you've done.
Look what you've done.
Look what you've done.
You have told so many shit and fart jokes. That's all the ones I have.
Maybe you could start an airline company.
Call it
just
Fart Air.
Fart Air. And just it's all poop and shit jokes.
I'll just be the stewardess or whatever.
Oh my God. I had one of those. I always had heard about, maybe this is a Southwest thing and I never fly Southwest, but I'd always heard about those flight attendants who like do their 10 minutes of like material on the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I never had this before. I finally had a flight where the guy was just going on and on and on and on, and jokes and jokes and jokes. I was like, Jesus Christ. I mean, like, at a certain point, you have to see
you going, boo!
I just get up and slap him.
Yeah.
But I was like, at some point you have safety responsibilities here, let's like, what are you not? And I was thinking about the other flight attendants working with them. They must resent it so much. It's like, yeah, I could tell jokes too. Okay. But we have shit to do. Someone's got to get the ice and somebody's got to get the cart ready,
Yeah. We can't all be Don Rickles here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, buddy. That's 100.
We did it. Ah,
Feels good.
feels good. Feels real good.
Who knows? Will we have enough topics to sustain another 100?
What will we do on our 200th? We'll be talking about these same topics again.
And you know what we'll do? We'll do an episode where we talk about our favorite of the last 100, and we'll have to, every time we bring one up, go, did I talk about this in the first 100th episode anniversary show, or did we?
We'll both be too lazy to cross-reference. Like, gives a shit. Oh, before we sign off, we have.
Oh, I'm so glad you remembered.
Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. Do you have it accessible?
Yes, because you texted it to me. So hang on just a second. We have a review from
someone that needs our backup. Now, why the rest of you have not, why we're not swimming in these is honestly beyond me.
This is from Carrie Mahoney.
Okay.
And she said, in regards to the most recent podcast and the phrase, what you've got to understand, which was one of yours, great.
Yep.
That's a great topic.
It is a great topic.
Just to suck you off one more time.
Thank you.
I would also like to add, stop and think. I had a boyfriend that said that all the time, and you're right. I would stop listening immediately whilst I took offense. Did I ever say anything about it to him? No, we weren't that close. He's probably still pissing people off to this day. So stop and think. I'm trying to think of.
That's even more like that's
worse.
Yeah, that's like you're stupid.
Yeah, because it's like I go, oh my God, they were out of Diet Coke at the grocery store. And then someone just doesn't care and go, no, stop and think. No Diet Coke. It's like, yeah, they get it.
Oh, okay. See, when I first read her feedback, I thought it was like, oh my gosh, the TV's not working. And then someone says to you, stop and think.
Oh, is that what it is?
Plugged in, you moron. Or something. I don't know.
That's meaner.
I've never said that.
No, but I think
I've never had that said to me.
No, because she's trying to say it the way what you've got to understand. So it's like she's piggybacking on the way I think people say when you've got to understand. So it's like,
okay, like so to hammer their own point home.
And like maybe the way I've heard about it more is like when people go, think about it.
Right.
So you're saying like, what if you had $1 million? And you go, yeah, that'd be cool. And they go, no, think about it. You'd have like $1 million. Like, yeah, I was thinking about it.
I was thinking about it. I don't have it, so I don't give a shit. No, stop. And think.
This is actually, now that I'm talking about this is a tactic of, dare I say, bad comedians, where they introduce a premise, but they're worried the audience isn't like locked in enough. So like, so there I was, and my pants had just fallen down. Now really think about it. I'm up there. My pants have fallen down. It's like, yeah, they know. Way to paint a picture.
What do you think we were thinking about? Oh, his pants actually fell?
Oh, I see now.
I thought it was an expression. That's funny.
Okay, so that. Oh, so this is what she needs backup on. I need backup on people who don't let you get a word in edgewise and don't even listen when it's your turn to talk. They're just so damned focused on what they're going to say next.
We all know someone like that.
Yeah. Somebody who hosts a podcast.
As you and I both are very careful not to interrupt the other one.
Well, I was going to just interrupt. I was going to try. If you had gone on longer, I was going to interrupt you as the bit. But well, it's funny that, Carrie, that you bring this up because, again, comedians are very famous for this, too. Johnny can tell you, too, but there are just countless people we know and have hung out with in green rooms and parties where it is just a whole room full of people waiting for their turn to talk. And there's no listening. There's no understanding of what you're saying. There's no back and forth. It's just like
everybody's an audience to them.
Yes.
That's
yes.
it.
that's very relatable to comedians, I would say.
So you've got our backup for
you're
sure.
backed up from us. And if you're out there, just listen to people. It's more fun.
Yeah.
I know you think you're going to say something great, but maybe you'll think of something even better if you listen, and then it's called conversation.
And
improv.
That's right.
Well, that's our show. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
On this 100 episode journey. Also, be like Carrie. She's a role model.
Yes.
Leave a 5-star review and ask for, and if you're Carrie's boyfriend, you're an idiot. Right?
Or if you're Carrie's boyfriend and you're listening and you leave a 5-star review and complain about Carrie, we'll back you up.
Yeah, we'll turn on her.
That's the nature of the show. So
That's
you guys
right.
can just compete with each other on reviews. And also the Patreon. We're going to do our post-show banner right now. So if you want to hear that, got to be on the Patreon. And that's it, I think. Do you have any dates you want to plug?
Let me pull up my calendar. You know what I will say? Maybe if I get the tape of it, we could throw it on the Patreon or something. But I think tonight, because right after this, I'm going to go to the mic at Comedy on State, and I'll try that joke that you said. Hey, you should do that. That's a bit about reading and the drivers or whatever.
Wait, what was it?
Like reading, I used to hate reading.
Oh, yeah.
I used to hate driving, and now I just take an Uber, and I love driving.
Yeah.
Des Moines Funny Bone on April 15, 16. Des Moines Funny Bone. And I'll be running around Lake Monona, which is a 20K on May 7th. If you want to come cheer for me.
20K. How many miles? I don't know.
That's almost a half marathon. It's like 12.4.
Jesus.
This makes you cold thinking about it.
I shivered. I will be in Cody, Wyoming, April 22nd, and back in Seattle at Laughs Comedy Club, my hometown, my home club. Different name now, different ownership, but Laughs Comedy Club in Seattle, April 29th and 30th. There you go.
Nice. All right.
That's it. Thank you, everybody, for listening to
The Cavalry.